What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Carvinster Reg, and I'm back again with another video. And in today's video, we're reviewing the 2014 Nissan GTR Black Edition. Man, let me first say that this is my dream car right here, y'all. So I always wanted this car, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, for me to be driving it right now, and actually, you know, I did a whole lot of reactions in this car, and now me reviewing this car, man, it makes me even want it a little bit more. Makes me want to grind real hard to try to get this car. So I just wanted to say that first, that this is my dream car, and this is the one that I want really bad. GTR. But besides that, man, let's talk about the car view. So on the outside, man, the car looks immaculate, y'all. Like that blue paint. Like normally I don't like blue paint, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like blue on cars, but in this one it looks really good. Now let's say if I do buy the car, I wouldn't get it in blue. I would still get it in black, but to rent, like what I'm doing right now, it looks good, you know, flamboyant. You know, you kind of want to stick out from the bunch, especially when you're renting. So it looks good, man. A black edition, man, with the black rims, with the nice big exhaust in the back, and you can't forget about those tail lights, man. Come on now, them GTR tail lights. And then, you know, you also got Brembo brakes on here, those big bolstered up brakes, man. Hey, man, and they stop on a dime. And you know, this car is really iconic, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like a GTR, you know what I'm saying? You don't really see these on the streets, you know what I'm saying? You don't see a lot of GTRs on the streets. Like through this weekend, cause I had got it on Friday, it's Sunday right now. I had so many head turns in this car, and also had so many thumbs up. Like, man, that's a nice car. That's a nice car. We don't see those on the streets, cause you don't, because these are not mass production cars. They're hand built cars. So let's talk about the 3.8 engine twin turbo, hand built. You know what I'm saying? Produces a lot of power, 545 horsepower, y'all. 545 horsepower, 0 to 60 in about 2.7 seconds. So it's taking off real fast, y'all. It's taking off real fast. Ain't nothing to play with. Man, let's go ahead and talk about the inside, man. We got the Recaro seats, man. We got the Bose sound system. You know, you got the 2 8s in the back. And then you also have the black and red trim in the car, which looks amazing. You know what I'm saying? Looks really good. And then, you know I love my speedometers, and the speedometer looks crazy as well. I love the speedometer, and I love the inside. Now, let me tell y'all this. I'm a big guy, and I feel comfortable in this car. Like, I like cars like this. Like, a lot of people don't, like, a lot of big people don't like tiny cars, but, I mean, all right, let me say this. I don't like tiny cars like no Mini Cooper or no Fiats or, you know, stuff like that. I like cars like this. It's tiny, but it's still big enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like two-door cars so much, and I like that it don't have a back seat, to be honest. It has a back seat, but it don't have a back seat, because no grown person could fit back there, you know what I'm saying, and be comfortable. I like that, you know what I'm saying? I don't really don't like having a lot of people in my cars anyway, and I don't want to give them a reason. Oh, we could just ride with you. It might sound selfish, but I don't know. I feel like it just brings the weight down of your car. You can't really get the most performance out of it, because I'm already big myself. And adding more people on there, it just wouldn't be a good idea. So, yeah, the back seat, you know, is not really a back seat, but they do that for insurance purposes, so your insurance won't be too high in this car, because it is a high performance car. So if they made this car a two-seater, then you'll be paying a whole lot of money with insurance just because it's a two-seater. But you could, they have the back seat, so they say, oh, well, you know, you got a back seat, so that's how you kind of get around, you know, with the whole insurance thing. So yeah, but nice seats. I feel comfortable. Also has heated seats. we could talk about the multimedia screen, man. You got this function button so where you can see a whole bunch of different modes. Personally, I like that because when I do launch controls in this car, I like to know how hot the car is running. How, if it's getting too hot, then I kind of like, all right, you need to, chill out. You know what I'm saying? So I like seeing that. Also got stopwatches, got acceleration. You got stuff to where you can see your steering, handling all different type of stuff on the screen. You also get Bluetooth, you get navigation, you get this iPod mode, and then no Apple CarPlay in this car. So just regular iPod, regular Bluetooth in this car. So you also get in this car, you get 3 R switches, meaning you have the transmission switch, you have like a suspension switch, and you have like VDC traction switch, whatever. So, I like to keep mines in R because this is that's how the way I drive. But I found out earlier, I found out last night that I was saying that in the previous videos is that, oh, it's kind of like a little bumpy ride. But I figured that, if you turn the suspension switch to comfort, it kind of cancels it out a little bit. So it's like less bumpier. So you don't feel like too much of the road. So you can make it drive a little bit better if you just put it in a comfort switch. I like those switches a lot because it brings out a lot with the car, and especially when you turn it into R, it makes it feel more like a race car, especially, and you have to, and the important thing is that you have to have those R switches on to do launch control. You have to have them all on to do launch control. So, yeah, and I like to do a lot of launches. And also with the gear shift, it's a little different. It's not your normal PRND manual. This one is PRNAM. So with, of course you got park, you got reverse, you got neutral, but A means automatic mode. So this car is a dual clutch transmission. I believe, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not the smartest person in the world when it comes to knowing about different parts of cars, but I feel like what Nissan was trying to do was trying to make this transmission feel like a manual as much as possible. Make you feel like you're in a stick as much as possible, but you're in an automatic. So, you get those, like really, aggressive shifts. And then you also, kind of, when it's, downshifting, you kind of feel it. You feel everything with this transmission. I'm not going to lie. I can't really describe it. It's just that you kind of got to be in it. But when I first got in this car, I was like, you know what? Yeah, this kind of feels sketchy. But, that's just how all GTR drives because it's a dual clutch. I'm guessing they was trying to get it to where you feel like you're in a stick. And then M, of course, if you pop it over, you're in manual mode. So you can play with all the gears. Being in manual mode gives you an even more aggressive shift than you are in automatic. So I like to play with manual mode a lot too. So, and then to click it back over, you just click it to the right again, and then it goes to automatic mode. So that's how you do that. That's what's pretty neat about this car. Different. And then you also got 220 on the dash. I don't think I didn't mention that. So yeah, y'all, this is the inside of the car. Like I said, I feel comfortable. Oh, and then you also got that nice big trunk. Now the trunk is actually bigger than what I thought it would be because the car is so small. It's a small big, so like it's really small, but then it's deep inside. And y'all know I'm a subwoofer type of guy. Even though the sound system sounds good, I would try to enhance it a little bit. I may add like 210s or maybe 112 in it, something like that, just to get a little bit more punch. But that's about it. But yeah, y'all, we're gonna get into this driving. I'll do a couple of launches and let's get into it. Let's go ahead and start the car up though. Woo! It's kind of crazy, y'all, that I'm really driving my dream car. You know what I'm saying? Like never in my life I thought that I'll be driving a GTR. Everybody who knows me knows that, I've been wanting a GTR my whole life, you know what I'm saying? Ever since they came out with these cars in 2009. And to be honest, I always wanted a Skyline since I seen Too Fast, Too Furious with Paul Walker when he had his. So I always just was into the JDM cars. It tells you why. It kind of gives y'all a hint why I like Infiniti so much because, like I said before in my other video, I said it's the closest thing that you can get to a GTR, the closest thing you can get, because they're built like on the same foundation, different cars but built on the same foundation. So yeah, let's go. And also what I like to say too is that my experience with the Hellcat and the GTR, total different cars. As far as the Hellcat gives you more power, but this gives you more acceleration, and it's also real fundamental. So you can drive, you can do straight lines, you can do digs, you can do rolls, and you can also, you know, bend a couple of corners doing high speeds in this car. So just to let y'all know that the car is real fundamental, real fundamental. So let's go ahead and put this in R mode so I can show y'all what I'm talking about. See what I'm saying? It never gets old. Man, I remember one time, boy, like, man, that thing shocked the hell out of me, because I used to watch like launch control videos with GTRs, you know, a lot. And let me say this, I was like, man, that launch control is super duper crazy, but when you're in it, it's different. You know what I'm saying? Real different. I'm gonna see if I could do a better one, because that one was kind of weak. I didn't get it up to where I should have. It was kind of quick. So I'll show y'all right here. We'll do two. Y'all see what I'm saying? And that one, it kind of got a little loose right there. That was my first time where it kind of got a little loose. Okay, let's do one more, and then we'll stab up out of here. I'm telling you, man, this car is insane. This car right here is insane, y'all. Like, y'all hear it? Like, y'all hear the aggressiveness? Like, when you put it in R, man, it gives you that aggression. Like, woo, this car is so fun to drive. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I said, the Hellcat was good because I was in the Hellcat. Of course, it was fun to drive, but it's not like this, man. This is way more fundamental. Like I said before, this is fundamental. You can take turns, it could, you know, digs, rolls, launch control. Like, oh my gosh, man, this thing is crazy. But as far as like driving, it drives really well. Now for me, if I bought this car, I wouldn't buy it to be a daily driver. It can be a daily driver, but you know, it's like, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you want to daily drive this? You know, this car is really rare, so I wouldn't want to put too much miles on this car. I would kind of want to keep them low as possible, just because the number one is that the maintenance is probably super duper duper. No, actually not probably. I know for a fact the maintenance is super duper duper high. So I don't want to be, you know, always in the shop. Actually, and then, you know, the car was hand built. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want the depreciation to go down, because these cars really don't depreciate that much at all. Really, they really keep up their value. Oh, and I forgot to mention this, that this is, all right, correct me if I'm wrong again, I don't know everything, but what I heard and what I feel in the car is that this is a rear wheel base drive car. I didn't know that. I thought it was all wheel all the time. No, it's a rear wheel drive car, but it goes into all wheel drive when it needs to. So for instance, like when I first got this car, this car is so smart. Let me say that right now. The car is so smart because when I first got this car, I was like, okay, the first thing I want to do is I want to go high speed around corners, because I heard this car can take it. So I did, and it went into, like, I feel like it went to all-wheel drive, and then also the computer was switching me back and forth in the lane. Like, it was like keeping me in that lane. Like, you could feel it, like not trying to spin it out, like, you know, because at that high speed where I was going, you know, that was real dangerous. And And if I was in like some type of muscle car or anything, oh yeah, I would have definitely spun out. You know, probably would have, you know, caused some serious damage. So it kept on, it put me in the lane, pulled me in the lane. So I was like, oh man, you know, this car is crazy. Like, first I was like, well, what is it doing? Like, you know, is it, what's wrong with the car? But then I was like, I did it more times, and then kept on doing the same thing. And I actually got people reactions of when they was, when I was going high speed around corners, and you know, the car will put you back in your lane. So that's real cool about this car too. So, you know, I see why this car is like, you know, over 100,000 and the Nismo is, you know, 200,000, because that right there alone is a game changer for sure. It really is a game changer. Like, I didn't expect that, you know, when I got the car. I didn't even know that it does that, and I didn't even know it was a rear-wheel drive based car. It's all-wheel drive when it needs to, so that's pretty cool. And then you can see it has a little torque split on the screen that I'm looking at. I always say this at the end of the reviews is, would I buy it? Yes, I will buy it. I will buy it with, I'll buy it in a heartbeat. You know, this is my dream car. I hope to get it in the future, and I wanna go crazy. But let me hit one pull for y'all. It gets me all the time, and that's what R mode turned off. That's what R mode is turned off. Man, this car is crazy, dude. Like, I don't know. It really, hey, this car really leave me speechless, man. Like, man, I don't know. I have no words. I have nothing to say. You know, it's that good. But yeah, I'm gonna do one more pull for y'all before I end this video. But yeah, y'all, I just want to say thank y'all for watching the whole video if you got this far. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, also for subscribing and liking, for all the people who's been down with me since day one. And we're gonna keep this thing going, man. You know, we're gonna keep on getting these cars. We're gonna keep on going crazy. You know, that's the plan. We're gonna keep on you know, doing us. We're gonna go up, you know what I'm saying? I provide different content on the tube. I'm an all-around channel. I'm not just I don't want to just be stuck in a box. I want you to be like, oh, well, he does this, and that, you know what I'm saying? I want to be like that. I don't want to be like, oh, well, you know, all he does is talk about the infinity. I mean, that kind of gets dry. So I want to be an all-around channel, y'all, and I want to get bigger. So tell your friends and tell whoever, you know what I'm saying? Let's go crazy, man. And you know, yeah. And like, again, I want to just say thank you for all the support. But one more pull before we leave. I'm telling you, it put a big smile on my face all the time. Look at this turn. Like, I'm going at a high speed too, and it's gripping. It's gripping. But yeah, y'all, I'll see y'all in the next video. I'm out.